people from actually making their relationship work?
Expectations and communication, like problems with communication.
So when you talk about, like, expectations, are you saying expectations for what that person feels that they should be getting, or expectations from what they used to get from an ex?
A little bit of both. A lot of people, of course, have their views of relationships based on what they saw growing up, what they've experienced, earlier in life, and that's kind of what they expect because they don't know anything else. But
while we actually are talking about expectations, I think that's a pretty good starting point. What are reasonable expectations? Because nowadays it seems like either you are aiming too high or you're shooting too low.
You know what? It's different for everybody. And, there is no cookie cutter. What works for me might not work for you. I coach a lot of people that are in open relationships. And their expectations of their partners are totally different from someone that's in a monogamous relationship. And, a Christian-based monogamous relationship is different than, someone who is more spiritual and don't necessarily define their religion. So it's really different for everyone.
What gets me is like, okay, for some people, let me see, you as a matchmaker, would you recommend sex on the first date?
No.
You don't recommend it?
No.
And why is that?
Why? Yeah, I would love to know why. Why not?
Okay. There's totally a difference between dating and courting. And I feel like say I was to go out on a date with you, we would go to lunch, right?
Okay.
So after lunch, we're just supposed to go back and have sex. I mean, it's really, I don't know you enough.
Well, all right.
For me.
Here's a question. All right, I get that. But here's a question. What if our first date, like you said, lunch, that's very, very on the surface or something very easy to start with. But what if our first date happens to be at dinner and we're drinking and we decide, hey, or I'm saying, hey, what's up? What do you want to do after this? Like, we're just winging it. And what happens if dinner turns into, well, let's come back to my place and watch a movie instead of going to a movie theater? And you're like, okay. And is that okay or is that not okay?
Okay, so with me being a matchmaker, the dating coaching comes with it. And one of the things that we get into before I even match you up with someone is to come up with a dating strategy. And a lot of times a part of that dating strategy would be, you can have no more than 2 drinks. You're not going to do, like, dinner for the first date. It's set up so that you can't fail. Because a lot of times the sex is going to blind you. You're going to be lusting, and you're not really going to see that person and those situations for what they are going forward.
Okay.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Well, here's a better question. Who do you find have higher expectations? Huh?
I know. I got
that again.
Hands raised.
No, I was asking, who do you think has higher expectations when they come into a relationship, men or women?
Oh, that's a good one. I am going to say men.
Oh, nice.
That's interesting, and I would like tell us why.
I find that women will settle a lot quicker than a man will. You'll find a man that is in his 50s. He would be 55, 60 years old. He will still be looking for that 25-year-old, hot little thing, you know, like he's not going to settle for what he don't want. But a woman, you know, that biological clock starts ticking, she's going to settle. Like, she's going to start looking at her options like, okay, I got Joe Schmo over here, but he got benefits at the post office, and then I have this guy here who doesn't have a job. I mean, she'll settle a whole lot quicker than a guy would come in with higher expectations for their partner.
I could see that. I mean, men are pretty much big-ass babies for the most part.
Yeah. I'm a babysitter. I'm a human babysitter. And a little babysitter.
I think we got some people that might want to chime in on this.
Yeah, let's get back to one of our callers that was on, because I like how she was handling things with things. So I'm gonna bring her back, and I want to ask her advice, because she said something about how her relationship is. Caller 347-348. You're back on the air with the S&M Show.
I was never on air in the first place.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, caller.
Okay.
So, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Sheen. I'm calling from Long Island.
Welcome to the S&M Show, Sheen.
Hi,
Hey,
everyone.
Sheen.
Hi. So, my question is for the matchmaker we have, right? You're still there, right? Okay. So I want to know, what process do you put someone that comes to you through? Like, do you try to figure out what their problem is with dating? Because I know that I tend to attract men that I'm not their type. And later on, this causes problems, maybe not in the beginning. And I think it's because the things that they see about me that they like, they know that they shouldn't lose, but then they do lose because then they start acting retarded because I think they want their old type or whatever, or they feel some type of way. So how are these something that you change?
The first part, like I said, we go through dating coaching. And the biggest thing is we figure out, what are your needs? What do you need to have in a relationship in order to be successful? What are your requirements? And your needs and requirements are definitely different. Like, what do you require in order to be happy? Like, if you don't have it, this is like non-negotiable. If you don't have it in a relationship, that relationship cannot exist. And then what are your wants? What are the icing on the cake? You know, a tall guy that's over 6 feet and handsome and nice hair or whatever. You know, your wants. So we go through all of that. And we start going out, and I kind of become a wing woman so that they can build up some self-confidence, because the next biggest thing is becoming the chooser. And one of the things that I heard you say when you were just talking about, you know, the guys feel like they shouldn't lose that, it's not about them. When you are getting into a relationship, it's about you and what can you take and what do you want in a relationship. And if you don't see these guys as that, drop them, and like, no, it's no hair off your back.
Yeah, I'm always strong-armed into relationships, and like I said, it's usually by guys that actually I don't mind, but I'm not ever looking for a relationship when I'm bullied into one.
Yeah, and a lot of guys will try to trick you into a relationship and bully you into one, and that's why I say, like, you have to be the chooser. Like, that's such a big thing for women. A lot of them like to get chose, but you got to take your power back and actually choose what kind of relationship you want to be in and who you want to be in it with.
Yeah, I just want to run from all of them now.
You can't do that.
I can.
Ana is preaching right now. Thank you for calling in, Sheen. You actually touched on something I know a lot of us can relate to, because I think I'm the same way. I tend to attract guys that I am not necessarily their type, and I think there's some kind of sick challenge that they love about conquering or being able to break you down to know that they have the power to get you. And then once they have you, I guess, I don't know, the excitement wears, I don't know what it is. But I totally understand what you're saying. And I wish that we had another hour to really go in, but perhaps we'll invite Miss Ana Lorian back to do like a whole show based on this, because there's a lot of relationship issues that we got going on.
Oh, hell yes.
But, yes, ma'am.
The opportunity to shout yourself out, tell people where they could find you.
Okay, I am Matchmaker Ana on Facebook, on Twitter, on Tumblr. I'm Ana Lorian. That's ANALORIAN. Matchmaker Ana, ANA. And matchmakerana.com, AnaLorian.com. I'm kind of everywhere.
Well, the internet says they want you to come back, so I guess we do need to bring you back.
Okay, well, I'll definitely be back.
Definitely. Thank you. Well, we want to, once again, we want to thank our co-host for coming on for tonight. I want to thank the lovely Ms. Steele. Thank you for what you do every night. And, of course, I'm Mr. Haynes. You could always check me out on Instagram, Mr. Haynes to you on Instagram or on Facebook. Just find us, or actually find the S&M Show Facebook page. If you like what you saw, or I should say what you heard tonight, and you want to chime in or you want to be a part of the S&M Show, please hit us up on our Facebook fan page. And you never know, we might bring you on as a guest host if you have some topics that you want us to discuss. Hit us up on our Facebook page, and we'll be able to see what topics we want to get on for the show. Lady Steele, you got any parting thoughts you would like to say?
Yes. Tune in to Power 105 as soon as the show is over. DJ Self will be playing one of my artists, Jitta's records called Bronx N-Bomb. I can't say the N-word on air. At least I don't want to, but that's what it's called. And, of course, we have to thank our sponsor, A+ Exterminating Technology, for promoting us and helping us out, as well as Pregame Radio, which we're soon to be on their roster. We're making that move on the 12th, next week.
On the 12th, that's correct. That is correct. You will be finding the S&M Show on Pregame Radio. Shout out to Brooklyn Black, because, with him and everybody over there at Pregame Radio, so love, we appreciate them, and we're going to do some big things over there. Right now, we thank all of our listeners for listening into the show. Once again, we love y'all. We hope that y'all come back next week. We're going to have next week. Who do we have on the show with us coming on next week?
Next week we chilling out, just us. We're going to chill out and take it back to the days when it's just us.
But we have coming on. Who's coming on the show in a couple?
On the 19th, we have Michael Fattirosti. He is one of the top adult entertainment attorneys. He's the youngest of the elite bunch of adult entertainment attorneys. And he's actually going to be a guest on. He's also married to Vanessa Blue. And he has access to any adult star you could think of. He's very cool, very calm. He's even offered, if you have any questions you want him to ask, you can inbox them to him on Facebook or hit him up at Porn Law on Twitter, and he'll address everything on air. If you're thinking about starting an adult business, weird, quirky adult laws, whatever, just hit him up or send them to me. But he is going to be ours for the whole show, and ready, willing, and available to address whatever you want to talk about.
Definitely. And listen out, because we got a big announcement pretty soon. We might be having somebody from the porn industry coming on soon, but we don't want to talk about that until it's confirmed. But once it is confirmed, we would definitely be letting everybody know who they are and when they're coming on. So I want to thank everybody. I want to thank my co-hosts. I want to thank our guest hosts for coming on tonight. Everybody out there, thank you. We love y'all.
Bye.